Hello, I'm Tony from Bonner's Music, and this is my very quick buyer's guide to help you make the choice as to whether or not it's worth the extra money to upgrade from a Yamaha CLP625 digital piano up to the CLP635 model. Now, before I get into the details, I have actually produced a little buyer's guide. It's a PDF that I can actually email to you. So if you check out the links in the description below this video, you can register with me, and I'll send you my free buyer's guide, which tells you all the differences between all the different models in the Clavinova range, not just these two models, but the whole Clavinova range. And I think you'll find it very useful. So check out the links in the description, and I'll send you one of those buyer's guides quite happily. Anyway, so what's the difference between a CLP625 and a CLP635? Well, first of all, let's talk about what's the same. You've got the same concert grand piano sounds in both instruments. They both feature Yamaha's CFX concert grand, which is Yamaha's best quality grand piano. It's a handcrafted grand piano, and it really does sound beautiful. So let's just take a listen to the CFX grand piano sound. It's the same sound in both instruments. I'm actually playing it first of all on the CLP625. And now I'm going to play the same piece of music on the CLP635. Now, you may not notice much difference through your own computer speakers. However, the CLP635 does have a much more substantial speaker system and amplification system built in. So not only does it have actually physically bigger speakers, which will give you a fuller sound even at lower volume, it's actually slightly louder as well. It's got a 2 times 30 watts amplification system, whereas a 625 is 2 times 20 watts. But like I say, the speakers are physically larger in the 635, so you get a richer sound even at low volume. So both models also feature the beautiful Bosendorfer piano sound. It's a recording, or a sample as we call it, of the Bosendorfer Imperial piano. It's a really nice, delicate piano sound, very, very nice for romantic classical pieces. And here, let's just take a listen to that sound played on the CLP635. So another major difference between the two models is that on the CLP625 it's an entry-level model, therefore it has a very basic control panel. There are lots of features available to you, but they are hidden behind combinations of pressing buttons and keys on the keyboard. Now with the 625 you do get this little chart that comes with it that tells you which buttons to press to get which functions. To even change the voices, you have to use a combination of buttons with the button and the key press at the same time. However, with the CLP635, you'll notice there's a much larger control panel. It's got a nice large LCD screen as well, and it's a lot more intuitive. You won't find yourself looking at the owner's manual very often because it really is very simple to work. There are buttons for different sounds, there are buttons for the metronome, button for the recording feature, and it's very easy to use. So that is a nice addition to the CLP635, and again makes it worth the investment in upgrading from a 625 to a 635. The CLP635 also allows you to tailor the piano sound to your own taste. It's got a function in it or a feature called Piano Room, and it enables you to change different characteristics of the piano sound. You can even simulate the difference between the lid of a grand piano being open and closed, so you get a more mellow sound with the lid closed and a brighter sound with the lid up. You can also change the amount of resonance that you're getting from the piano and other different characteristics of the piano sound, so you can alter it to suit your own taste. You can't do that on the CLP625. So if we just quickly talk about the keyboard action that's on both models, it's exactly the same model, except same feel of keyboard on both models. It's the Yamaha GH3X keyboard action. It's got what we call an ivory feel to the keys, so it's a slightly sort of textured surface to the keys, which stop your fingers from slipping when you're playing. Very similar to what you will find on a grand piano, and it's also got what is known as escapement, which is a feature which is only ever found on a grand piano as it happens, but basically when you push the key down, you'll just feel a slight little bit of pressure, a little bump before the key hits the bottom. So you push it down and then there's a little lump and then you can press it a little bit further. Now you really just, it's a subconscious thing when you're playing that it allows you to get a bit more expression. It's a bit more like a real grand piano. So again, that keyboard action is on both models. So the CLP625 has a choice of 10 different voices, which include piano sounds, there's a harpsichord, there's some string sounds, and there's a pipe organ. So let's take a listen to the orchestral strings on the CLP625. And let's have a listen to the classical organ sound on the CLP625. So the CLP635 has a greater choice of sounds. There are 36 voices on the CLP635 as opposed to just 10 on the CLP625. So what I'm going to do is layer two different voices together on the CLP635, and I'm actually using the choir sound here layered with a harpsichord, and the choir is not available on the 625, only on the 635. So another benefit of the CLP635 is that as well as layering the voices together, you can actually split the keyboard into two halves. So you can have one sound on your left hand and one sound on your right hand. So let's take a look at that. Here we have a piano sound on the right hand and an acoustic bass sound on the left hand. And as you can see, the split is happening at the C2 point on the keyboard. One of my favourite voices on my left hand on the CLP635 is actually the acoustic bass with a ride cymbal. So on every note you've got the bass sound, but you've also got the sound of a ride cymbal. So let's just split the keyboard again and choose that sound. So as you can see, that's great fun because it starts to introduce a percussion sound into your playing, even though you're not playing along to a drum machine. Which leads on to another advantage of the CLP635, is that there's, as well as having a metronome built in, which you do have on the 625, on the 635 there is also a drummer built in, so you've got lots of drum rhythms that you can play along with. So I'm just going to choose the shuffle drum rhythm, and I'm playing a piano sound here along with the drum rhythm, and it just makes your practice a little bit more interesting. The CLP625 and the 635 both have recording facilities. On the CLP625, it's a very basic recording. It's just a 2-track recorder, as we call it, which means you can record both hands independently. You can record your left hand first, play that back, and then practice your right hand separately, which is a good way of learning pieces of music. Because the 635 has got lots more voices, 36 voices in total. Yamaha have included a 16-track recorder, so you can actually record 16 different sounds all layered on top of each other to create sort of more complex orchestrations. Very good for creating backing tracks and your own compositions. You can also, with the CLP635, save your recordings onto a USB stick as a WAV file, which you can then share with your friends. You can email it, you can upload it to your computer, upload it to file sharing, audio websites, whatever you want to do. So it's a lot more flexible as far as the recording features go. One of my favourite sounds on the CLP635, which isn't available on the 625, is the classical guitar sound. And what I've done here is layered the classical guitar with what's known as a synth string sound. So the CLP635 is available in a choice of 6 different colour options. The 625 is only available in 4 different colour options. If you take a look on our website, you'll be able to see all the different colours. Now, at Bonner's Music, we also offer choices of different packages. When you buy your digital piano, you can choose just to buy the piano on its own, or you could have a package that includes a piano stool and headphones, and we even give you a choice of different piano stools. You can either have the basic Yamaha piano stool, which is perfectly colour matched, and certainly if you are buying one of the more sort of unusual colours, such as the white ash or the dark walnut colour, we would recommend that you buy the matching Yamaha stool because it's colour coded for those pianos. However, if you're buying one of the more generic colours, such as the rosewood or the satin black or the satin white, we also offer an adjustable height piano stool like the one I'm sitting on here. So if you've got children in the house and they're going to be playing the piano, then the adjustable height stool is a good option. For the polished ebony finishes, we also offer a proper leather, genuine leather top button concert piano stool, which really does look beautiful. So as you can see, the CLP635 does have quite a few advantages over the CLP625. For me, just the speaker system alone does make a big difference. Even if you're playing at low volume, don't be put off by the fact the speaker system's bigger. It doesn't necessarily mean louder. It can play louder, but actually it's just a better quality speaker system even at lower volume. The best thing to do is to actually come and try the pianos. We have 2 very large showrooms. One is in Eastbourne on the south coast of Sussex, and the other one is in Reigate in Surrey, just off the M25 motorway. You can try these two pianos next to each other alongside all the other Yamaha digital pianos, and also all the models from Roland and Casio and Kawai, all under one roof. So if you're going to purchase a digital piano, it's best to make sure you're making an informed decision, and if you're going to spend over £1,000, then it's worth making the journey to one of the Bonners stores so that you can make sure that you're making the right choice for yourself or your family. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this this demonstration video. Remember that you can get our CLP600 buyer's guide just by clicking the link that's in the description of this movie. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in another digital piano demonstration video.